Hello. We're back. This is week 2, part 3. We're on unit 6, lesson F. So if everyone could open your books to page 80. First of all, I want you to ignore all of this for right now. This is when we get to page 81. But for right now, we're going to focus on page 80. Okay? So when you open to page 80, you will see a chart. Who can identify for me? Not who can identify for me. Can you identify what is the title of this chart? It's right there. Internet Activities of Adults in Greene County. Is that what you thought? All right, very good. That's the title. So, internet activities. What are some internet activities? What are some examples of internet activities that you might use in your daily life? For me, normally, I know things are different right now, but in a normal time, I use the internet for email. I use the internet for Facebook, Instagram. I use the internet to FaceTime with my parents and my sister and other friends who live far away. I use the internet for, what else? Shopping. We pay our bills online. There are many things you can do on the internet. So, the table we are going to read, the chart, shows us the internet usage of adults and seniors in Greene County. What do you think are some differences between adults' usage and seniors' usage? Now, before we go on, what do they mean by seniors here? One clue is the word seniors over here in the far right column. You see that seniors is considered people who are 65 years and older. That's how this chart defines seniors. Now, we've referred to them before as older adults, elderly people, even elders, but seniors, senior citizens, it's all the same. So, what do you think is the difference between adults, which is people 18 to 64, how they use the internet compared to how people 65 and older use the internet? Well, so one example, my grandparents who are in their 80s, they do not even have internet at their house. I think probably most people over the age of 65 are less likely to use the internet for many things. They are less likely to use the internet for shopping, for paying their bills, for many other things. Now I know, for example, my dad is almost 65, and he is very good at technology, just as good as I am almost. So I know there are some exceptions, but for the most part, I think seniors are less likely to use the internet than adults. Now, just a moment. Okay. So, let's go over all the different activities that they have listed in this graph here. So first of all, They asked if they use the internet. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we go on, I forgot to mention, do you see in the title, Internet Activities of Adults in Greene County? You see that little star right there? That's called an asterisk. Asterisk. Whenever you see an asterisk beside a word, that means that usually somewhere below there will be some information, additional information to maybe clarify or help you understand something about what was just said. So when they say adults, they want you to know 100 adults were interviewed. 20 of those were seniors. Okay? So when you're looking at the chart, use the internet. And then you go over here. Under 18 to 64-year-olds, that's what they're calling adults, 97.5% of the adults interviewed use the internet. Okay? So that means of the 80 adults who were interviewed, 97.5% of them use the internet at all. Then, of the 20 seniors who were interviewed, only 75% of them use the internet. Okay, so let's keep going and read the different activities. So the first one, communication, email, chats, etc. Different ways to communicate through the internet. Social networks. So some people share events or opinions. I think Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp would be included. No, WhatsApp would be communication. Never mind. Consumer services. Shop, make reservations, sell things. So maybe eBay, Amazon. You can shop Target online, Walmart online. Many stores have online stores. Financial services, so bank, pay bills, etc. Entertainment, so stream or download music and videos, play games, and then searches, information or people. Okay. So those are the activities that they listed. Just a moment. Oh, whoa. Sorry. So what we're going to do is look at the questions and then we'll read the questions and then you use the chart to answer them, okay? So, number 1, how many seniors were interviewed? A, 100, B, 75, C, 20, or D, none of the above? Okay, think about it, mark your answer, and we'll come back. Number 2, of those surveyed, how many were adults under 65? A, 97.5%, B, 75%, C, 100%, or D, 80%. Okay, that's a tricky one. Think about it. Once you've marked your answer, we'll go on. Or you can pause the video and then we'll continue. Number 3, which internet activity is more popular with seniors than with other adults? A, consumer services, B, searches, C, communication, or D, social networks? Okay, and number 4. In which area is there the biggest difference in how seniors and other adults use the internet? A, social networks. B, consumer services. C, financial services. Or D, entertainment. Okay, do you have your answer? Your answers? Let me get my teacher's book with the answers. And let's look at this. All right. If you did not finish, you can always pause the video and then you can press play and we'll go over the answers, okay? So, number 1, how many seniors were interviewed? A, 100, B, 75, C, 20, or D, none of the above? How many of you put C, 20? If you did, you're correct. How do you know that there were 20 seniors interviewed? If you read the title and you see the asterisk by adults, it takes you to the note at the bottom of the chart, and it says 100 adults were interviewed, 20 of those were seniors. Okay? So number 1, the answer is C. Number 2, of those surveyed, how many were adults under 65? Of those surveyed, how many were adults under 65? A, 97.5%, B, 75%, C, 100%, or D, 80%. So this one is tricky. How did you find the answer for this one? Was it in the chart anywhere? It was not listed as a percentage in the chart, but again, if you look at the asterisk in the title where it says adults, you go to the note at the bottom of the title, at the bottom of the chart, and it says 100 adults were interviewed. 20 of those were seniors. If 20 were seniors, then how many were adults under 65? 100 minus 20 is 80. So 80 out of 100 is 80%, right? Okay, 80%. The correct answer is D. Number 3, which internet activity is more popular with seniors than with other adults? A, consumer services, B, searches, C, communication, or D, social networks. This one was surprising to me, but the answer is searches, B. So what did we have to do here? We had to look for, what I did was I looked at the percentage of each, I kind of scanned the percentage of seniors, just looking at the numbers, and then quickly comparing it to the number beside it for adults. And so I looked for ones where if it was high on the senior side, then I wanted to look for a lower number on the adult side. And lo and behold, the very bottom, 62% of seniors use the internet for searches. So searches about information, searches for people, whereas only 48% of adults use the internet for searches. Now, I'm not sure why that is the case or what they mean by that, because I think everyone uses Google or some other search engine like Bing. I think everyone uses the internet to search for information these days. I don't think adults under 65 go to the library to look for information more than seniors would go to the library. So I'm not sure where that number came from, but in this chart, the correct answer is B, searches. Okay? And finally, just a moment, let me check. Let me explain. The last time I started to make this video, I was recording and did not realize that my phone had stopped recording. I had been talking and the phone stopped, so that's why I keep checking now. Sorry about that. Okay, let's finish this up. Number 4, in which area is there the biggest difference in how seniors and other adults use the internet? So we're looking for the biggest gap between adults and seniors, okay? So, is it A, social networks, B, consumer services, C, financial services, or D, entertainment? So when I was looking at the chart, my eyes immediately went to the seniors percentage that starts with 0. 0.15% of seniors use the internet for entertainment purposes, whereas 53% of adults use the internet for entertainment. So that could be, I use Spotify for music. You might use Pandora for music. You use the internet for Netflix or Hulu or YouTube or iTunes or anything. So many things that adults might use the internet for entertainment, whereas seniors just don't. So if you put on number 4, the answer is D. If you put D, then your answer is correct. Okay, so I think we don't have time to do page 81 in this lesson, so that will be the next video. But your homework for this video will be part 1B. You see at the